Yeah, good morning to everyone. So this is our history class, history of India. So before starting any of the subject, you must have the idea of the syllabus, what you have to do and what not to do, and what is the weightage of the syllabus in your examination. This class is about the syllabus, introductions and all. And then we'll start our class probably from tomorrow onwards. So this is the intro class about history of India. And everybody write down as well in the class. Because whatever we will discuss in the class, that is important for your exam. All the things important for your exam. So please write down in the class itself. Make the notes. So this is about history of India or Indian history. Only Indian history, no world history. So when we speak of history of India or Indian history, it starts from near about. Near about is circa. So wherever you have C dot means circa. Circa means approximately. So approximately from 2 MYA. MYA stands for M means million, Y means years, A means ago. Million years ago. So nearly 2 MYA, we have the evidence of human beings which had entered India and they started living in India. So from 2 MYA onwards, history of India began. 1 million is 10 lakhs, 2 million 20 lakhs, means from this date, 20 lakh years back, we have the evidence of human beings coming to India, living in India. Indian society was formed. So our history began from 20 lakh years back or 2 MOIA, and this goes up to 1947. So this is your entire stretch of history of India. Not after 1947. Only after 1947, when India became independent from British rule, we have to master this course, this period. Clear, everyone? Only this page. 2 MOIA to 1947. This history of India, we can divide into three parts or three periods. So this is called as periodization of history of India. Three page or three periods. All clear? If something is not clear to anyone, you can raise your doubts in the class itself. So earlier part of history of India or the earliest part of history of India is called as ancient India. Ancient India, sometimes also called as early India. So early India or ancient India, both are same. Why call early India? Because this is the earliest part of history of India. Yeah, some problem. We'll make the class very slow, comfortable to all. Slightly different from IS exam. IS exam, most of questions are conceptual questions. But here we have lot of very simple, straightforward facts. ठीक है सबको? Everyone? थोड़ा सा रुक जाओ. आराम से नोट्स बनाओगे आप लोग सब लोग. एकदम बेसिक्स, वेरी बेसिक्स. ठीक है? So this is ancient India or early India, both are same. Ancient India, when it should start? To MYA. So ancient India period or time is about circa 2 MYA, 2 million years ago, starts up to 750 CE. CE means common era. So we are following Gregorian calendar. So 750 CE means 8th century or mid of the 8th century. So from 2 MYA to middle of the 8th century C, this is our ancient India, near about. In some of the books, you may find 700 C, 650 C even. This is approximate date, not the exact date. Clear everyone? So this is the first part of history of India, ancient India or early India. Followed by second period of history of India, that is called as medieval India. Medieval, or sometimes also called as Middle India. Why it was called Middle India? Because it comes in between ancient and modern period, middle period or medieval age. So medieval India or Middle India starts from about near about approximately circa 750 C up to means 8th century C or mid 8th century C, and this goes up to near about 18th century C, 1750s decade. 50s means decade. Decade with 10 years. So wherever we have 1750s means decade of 1750. Clear everyone? So this is medieval India from 8th century to mid 18th century. Medieval India. And then we have modern period, modern India from 1750s decade or 1757 to 1947. Modern period or modern India. From 1750s or precisely 1757 to 1947 means near about 2 centuries time is our modern India. And this modern India sometimes also called as colonial India. Why called colonial India? Because India for the first time and last time, only one time, India was a colony of Britain. So when we speak of colony means foreign rule, perpetual foreign rule. In ancient India, large number of foreigners came to India. So they came as a foreigners, but they settled down in India, they became Indians. Means they ceased to be foreigners. So in ancient India, it was ruled by foreigners. But these foreigners settled down in India. So in ancient India, we have no any concept of colony or colonialism. Similarly, in medieval India, Muslims came, Turks came, Mughals came as a foreigner. But they settled down in India, they became Indians. So India was not the colony of the Mughals. India was not the colony of the Turks. India colony was only during British rule. And British rule began from 1757. Which battle? Anyone? History है किसी का? स्कूल में तो पढ़े होंगे history. We have the landmark battle fought in Bengal by which East India Company defeated Bengal King, Indian King. Which was that battle? Palasi. Battle of Palasi. Why called Palasi battle? Why it was called Palasi? Palasi, a place in which state of India now? Bengal. Bengal, because we have Palas flowers here. So the place is called as Palasi because this place was full of Palas flowers. So Palasi called as. So 1757 to 1947 is our colonial India or modern India. Clear everyone? We have three parts of history of India: ancient or early India, followed by medieval India, and then we have modern India. Clear? Because the questions are very, very fundamental. So they may ask any of the questions from this page. So earlier, ancient India was called as Hindu period. Hindu period. Earlier, which is not correct now. Earlier, ancient India was called as Hindu period. Medieval India was called as Muslim period. Muslim period. And modern India was never called as Christian period. It was called as modern India or British period. British period. Never Christian period. Who called ancient India as Hindu period? Who called medieval India as Muslim period? Who was that historian? Very, very important. They may be asking this type of questions. Anyone? Who were the first to categorize Indian history into three parts: Hindu period, Muslim period, and British period? James Mill. Even this type of questions expected in your examination. James Mill was a Scottish historian from Scotland. James Mill was from Scotland, which is a part of United Kingdom or Britain. James Mill wrote a book in 19th century, 1817. This book got published. They may ask even time when this book was published. Which was that book? Book authored by James Mill, in which he categorized history of India into Hindu period, medieval as the Muslim period, and modern as the British period. Which book? They often ask the name of the book, who wrote this book, when this book was authored. James Mill book is A History of British India. A History of British India, in which he categorized or divided history of India into three parts. Sorry. James Mill, yes. Disguised unknown. Someone is writing James Mill. So James Mill was a Scottish historian, philosopher, economist, who for the first time had divided history of India into three parts: Hindu period, Muslim period, and never Christian period. This on the basis of religion, ancient on the basis of religion, but modern India never on the basis of religion, because he himself was a Christian. Clear? Hai? Why this is wrong? The simple reason is, in ancient India, we have Hindu kings, but not only Hindu kings, we have many Buddhist kings, many Jain kings as well, many Buddhist kings. Any renowned Indian king who was a Buddhist of ancient India? Anyone? Asoka. Asoka was a Buddhist king. What is the time of Asoka? Timeline of Asoka? Even this type of questions in your examination, I often found. In what was the time of Asoka? कब से कब तक? When he became the king? Near about 269 BC, Asoka was coronated as the king of India. And 232 BC, Asoka died. So sequence also important, because most of questions are factual questions in your exam. So they may give four kings arranged into sequence order, ascending order or descending order. Asoka was a Buddhist king. We have a lot of Jain king as well. Any renowned Jain king of ancient India? Lot of Jain king. Any? Recently, Prime Minister Modi inaugurated a museum in the name of the Jain king of India. अभी तुरंत म्यूजियम. क्या नाम है म्यूजियम का? Samprati. Samprati was the Jain king, who was the grandson of Asoka. Samprati, Mauryan king. On the name of Samprati, Prime Minister inaugurated recently a museum in Gujarat. Because in Gujarat we have large number of Jains. Okay? We discuss everything. It's only intro class. Let's start from ancient India. So we have a lot of Buddhists, lot of Jains in India. Okay? So Samprati was the Jain. Even Ashoka was the Buddhist king. Personal faith of Ashoka was Buddhism. Buddhism never became a state religion. Never. Samprati was the Jain king. But during time of Samprati, Jainism never became a state religion. His personal faith was Jainism. Clear hai? Even during time of Hindus, we don't have any persecution of non-Hindus. Not. So this is incorrect. This also is incorrect Muslim period. Because during this time we have some Hindu kings as well in medieval India. Any Hindu kingdom in medieval India, very important. Hindu kingdom in medieval India. Though major parts of India was ruled by Muslims. But in South India we have a very important Hindu kingdom. Anyone that Hindu kingdom? Which Hindu kingdom? Vijayanagar, yes. Vijayanagar kingdom. Vijayanagar kingdom was a Hindu kingdom during medieval India. What was the timeline of Vijayanagar kingdom? Anyone? Vijayanagar kingdom. In which state of India Vijayanagar is presently situated? Vijayanagar का अभी नाम क्या है? What is the present name of medieval city of Vijayanagar? अभी नाम क्या है विजयनगर का? विजयनगर is a medieval name on the bank of river Tungabhadra. Tungabhadra river, tributary of river Krishna. समझ में आ रहा है? हम ही को समझ में आ रहा है. क्लास क्लियर? एकदम बेसिक्स है. Tungabhadra river in which state of India? Tungabhadra river, Karnataka. Present name of Hampi. Hampi is the World Heritage City of UNESCO. Hampi. So Vijayanagar is now known as city of Hampi in Karnataka. So Vijayanagar timeline. What is the timeline of Vijayanagar? ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन होगा. Which century? About 1336, 14th century to 1565. We have rule of Vijayanagar kingdom in South India. Hindu kingdom. Even during Vijayanagar rule, in Vijayanagar we have large number of Muslims as well, mosque as well. So no any persecution of Muslims even during rule of Vijayanagar kingdom in South India. So how can this period is the Muslim period? Cannot be. So at no point of time religion was state religion, ancient, medieval, at no point of time. So this is the reason why Hindu period, Muslim period and British period is incorrect, not correct. Clear everyone? Now in ancient India, what are the broad periods which में आएगा term सब आएगा. So we have to sketch presently कि what is the syllabus of ancient India, syllabus of medieval India and syllabus of modern India. In your examination, for example, we are just coming. Arunachal Pradesh Civil Services. ठीक है? APPSCCE. In this exam, in year 2020, from ancient India, how many questions from ancient India? 8 questions. Out of 100 questions, 8 questions in 2020 was from ancient India. क्लियर है? डेटा है मेरे पास, आपके पास क्वेश्चन होगा सबके पास. यू कलेक्ट द क्वेश्चन फॉर 2 years, 20 and 2024. This is the change syllabus. So in 2020, 8 questions from ancient India, 3 questions from medieval India, 3 questions from medieval India, and 9 questions from modern India. Means total questions were 20. Total 20 questions out of 100 in year 2020, 8 from ancient India, 3 from medieval India, and 9 from modern India. Means least number of questions were from medieval India. Clear है सबको? In 2024, this exam will be in 2026. So before 2026, we had the exam in 2024. In 2024, 3 questions from ancient India. Only 3. 3 from medieval India and 15 from modern India, including some of the historical questions from Northeast India. So this was your division of the marks in your examination. So focus mainly on modern India and ancient India. It may change. Even in the IS examination, they always keep it changing. Sometime more from medieval India, sometime more from ancient India, and sometime very less from modern India. Clear hai? This is happening even in the IS examination, not only in state services. You have to balance all the things. But as compared to ancient and modern, we have to do comparatively less in medieval India. ठीक है? Clear everyone? The basics were just coming ancient India periods, medieval India period, just come. But before that, your basic source shall be your class notes. Basic. Most of questions may come from your class notes. Besides class notes, you can pick NCERT, Government of India books. Write down the books as well. Some of the textbooks are important. Don't rely on the guides. Always go through textbooks. For ancient India, only one textbook. And this textbook is Old NCERT, Ancient India by Professor R.S. Sharma, Ram Saran Sharma, who was the head of the Department of History, Delhi University. ठीक है? Clear है? Class 11th, 12th only. Only class 11th and 12th. This book is very popular. He was my teacher in my university, Delhi University. R.S. Sharma, Ram Saran Sharma. Only one book. In this book, however, we have to change some of the facts. Because this book was authored during 1980s when we had the remodeling of history. He was the first historian who started remodeling of history on the basis of economic interpretations of history. ठीक है? So you have to change some of the facts of ancient India because in the light of some recent excavations, some of the facts you have to change in ancient India that I will guide you in the class. So in ancient India, only one book. The basic source should be your class notes. Besides class notes, for textbook readings, you pick only one book, Ancient India by Professor R.S. Sharma. That is the old NCERT, Government of India book. Why we are not suggesting new NCERT? Because in new NCERT, we don't have entire period. Like for example, Vedic is missing here. Not Vedic period given. But in old NCERT, entire history of ancient India is given. Sequence wise. Clear hai? In medieval India, again only one book, class 11th, old NCERT, old NCERT. Medieval India by Satish Chandra. Only one book. Basic source shall be your class notes. Besides class notes, you may rely on some standard basic textbooks. So I am giving you these textbooks. For medieval India, only one book, and this is more than a very bulky book. Lot of facts. Lot of regions is given here. And modern India, again only one book. That again is old NCERT, class 12th, modern India by Professor Bipan Chandra. So these are three basic textbooks, all government of India books, and all old NCERT books, very authentic book, very concise, relevant for your exam. We are school books, 11th and 12th books. Clear है सबको? Source is clear. Weightage of ancient India in your exam is clear. Now come to what in ancient India we have to do. Basic course of ancient India. This ancient India we can divide into three parts or three subparts. Ancient India. Earliest part of ancient India is our prehistory, prehistorical period or prehistory. Ancient India we can divide into three parts. Earliest part of ancient India is our prehistory or prehistorical period. This prehistory timeline is about circa 2 MOIA, 2 million years ago, up to near about 7000 BCE. 7000 or 7th millennium BCE. Clear है? So from 20 lakh years back, 2 MOIA up to 7000 BCE, this page is called as prehistory. During prehistory, society was very primitive. We don't have knowledge of agriculture. Society was sedentary, not sedentary. It was nomadic society, a Stone Age age, and only up to Mesolithic age. We'll just come Mesolithic, Stone Age and all. So this is prehistorical phase. ठीक है? After prehistory, we have protohistory. After prehistory, the next phase of ancient India is our proto-historical period. Obviously, this phase has to start from 7000 BC, means with coming of agriculture, when society became sedentary. Agriculture is society. So how agriculture developed, where agriculture for the first time found in continent of India, everything we'll discuss when we start our course, most likely from tomorrow onwards. ठीक है? Or if time permits, we can start from today itself. Depends upon that. ठीक है? So from 7000 BC up to what period? Proto-history? Anyone? Proto-historical time. From 7000 BC to 6th century BC, 600 BCE, this is called as proto-historical period, which is the bridge between prehistory and historical period. Why called proto-history? Because this is the bridge between prehistory and historical period. ठीक है? And the third is our historical period or history. Historical period or history means from 600 BC or 6th century BC to ancient India, 750 CE. This is our historical period. ठीक है? Why this is called historical period? Because all our information is based upon written documents. Written documents means literary texts, books. So we can write only when we have two things. One is the language and second is script. Without script, writing is not possible. So earliest evidence of deciphered writing. Deciphered writing means we can read those documents, understand those documents. Deciphered writing in India starts from about this period. During Protohistory, we have the writings, but such writings are undeciphered writings during Indus Valley civilization, not deciphered. So our information is based upon deciphered writing, that is our beginning of historical period. ठीक है? Which was the earliest deciphered writing? Which place this writing has been found? They may ask some of the recent questions as well. First evidence of deciphered writing in India came from which place of India? जितना पहले का किताब पढ़ोगे आप लोग उसमें देखोगे कि लिखा हुआ है अशोकन एडिक्ट्स, अशोकन राइटिंग्स is 269 BC to 232 BC. Ashoka was the king, and Ashoka was the king who issued large number of edicts or inscriptions. What is edict? Or inscriptions? Written documents. And because in ancient India, paper was absent. There were no writing on the paper. So writing was on rocks, stone pillars, copper plates. Writing was on bark, palm leaf, but not on the paper. So entire ancient India, paper as the writing material was absent. So when paper came to India as a writing material, paper, which was the country which invented paper? China. When? When China invented paper? Anyone? China was the first country in the world which invented paper in ancient age, 2nd century CE. China. In 2nd century CE, we have the evidence of Chinese inventing the paper as the writing material on which we are writing paper. Great contribution of China. So from this China, paper came to Central Asia. And from Central Asia, when the Central Asians came to India, Turks, paper came to India. So paper came to India during medieval period, brought by Turks. We'll discuss who were Turks during medieval age. ठीक है, समझ में ठीक है सबको, एवरीवन? क्लास इज एब्सोल्युटली क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू? समझ में तो आ रहा है एकदम? बेसिक्स, वेरी बेसिक्स. ठीक है? So writing was not on the paper. So these Deccan documents have been found by Archaeological Survey of India called edicts or inscriptions. So we have a branch of history called epigraphy. What is epigraphy? What is epigraphy? A study of edicts is epigraphy. Clear है? A study of edicts is called as epigraphy, or a study of inscriptions is called as epigraphy. Oldest edicts is paleography. Paleo means old. So edicts of Ashoka is oldest edict of India. So it comes into paleography. Paleo means old. Clear है? ठीक है? So history starts with our deciphered writing. So in all the earlier textbook, you will find Edicts of Asoka were the oldest written document of India. A recent excavation came from South India, and the South India place is Perunthal. Perunthal is in Tamil Nadu, South India. Perunthal place in Tamil Nadu in South India. From this Perunthal, Archaeological Survey of India, ASI, Archaeological Survey of India, ASI. Still this body exists. When ASI was founded? When Archaeological Survey of India was founded, established for historical works, digging and all. 1861. डेट भी पूछेंगे ये लोग. Who was the first head of ASI? ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन होता है आपका. Who was the first head of Archaeological Survey of India? Anyone? ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन होगा आपका. एकदम बेसिक, वेरी सिंपल. Alexander Cunningham, first Director General of Archaeological Survey of India. So Archaeological Survey of India recently found some of the written evidence writing on the pottery, potsherds, and this writing came from Perunthal. ठीक है? Before Edict of Asoka. So what was the language of Perunthal? Language Tamil, of course. Which is the oldest language of South India? Tamil. Script was oldest deciphered script of India. Brahmi. Brahmi was alphabetic script written from left to right. Alphabet होता है उससे, not pictographic. Alphabetic script written from left to right. जैसा हम लोग लिखते हैं अभी. Which writing you are writing? Which language you are writing? कौन सा लैंग्वेज लिखते हो आप लोग अभी? क्लास इन विच लैंग्वेज? इंग्लिश. स्क्रिप्ट कौन सा है इंग्लिश का? विच स्क्रिप्ट टू राइट इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज? सॉरी, लैटिन. ऑफ कोर्स लैटिन. लैटिन है रोमन है? लैटिन और रोमन. इंग्लिश को लैटिन में लिखते हैं हम लोग. लैटिन रोमन आर टू डिफरेंट थिंग्स. रोमन स्क्रिप्ट है, एकदम बेसिक्स है. लैंग्वेज बाय तमिल या लैंग्वेज बाय प्राकृत. स्क्रिप्ट वाज ब्राह्मी. अशोका हियर ऑल्सो. विल कम टू एवरी एस्पेक्ट. स्क्रिप्ट इज रोमन स्क्रिप्ट. लैंग्वेज इज इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज. Suppose Hindi. Hindi is the language. Which script to write Hindi language? Devanagari. Devanagari. Persian is the language. Persian is the language. Which script to write Persian language? एकदम बेसिक होता है क्वेश्चन. Persian language. Which script? Language is different to communicate with each other. Script to write the language, different thing. नास्तलिक कैसे लिखते हैं इसको? राइट टू लेफ्ट और लेफ्ट टू राइट? पर्शियन नास्तलिक. विच डायरेक्शन वी राइट? नास्तलिक स्क्रिप्ट. उल्टा लिखते हैं इसको, राइट टू लेफ्ट लिखते हैं. क्लियर है? सो पर्शियन वाज ए फॉरेन लैंग्वेज विच केम टू इंडिया फ्रॉम विच कंट्री? बाद में. पर्शिया वाज द नेम ऑफ विच कंट्री? पर्शिया, ईरान. Old name of Iran is Persia. The emergence of this Persian language in Persia, so called Persian. ठीक है? Arabic. Arabic is a language. Which script? Arabic is the language. To write Arabic, which script we use? Kufi. Again from right to left. Again from right to left. So when we speak of historical phase, means all our information is based upon deciphered sources, deciphered writing. Clear है? ठीक है? Everyone? So three phases of ancient India: prehistorical phase, proto-historical phase, and historical phase. So here we have prehistory. You make the timeline of history. This class is about timelines of ancient India, timelines of medieval India, and timelines of modern India. Only timelines. Broad period, sub period we are discussing in this class. Intro class. एंशियंट इंडिया में करना क्या है हम लोगों को, क्या क्या चीज पढ़ना है उसको डिस्कस करें. ठीक है? So in prehistory, oldest phase of history is called as Stone Age culture. Stone Age culture. Why called Stone Age culture? Because during this time, we don't have any evidence of use of metals in India. People were using stone implements, stone tools, stone weapons for hunting purposes. So in prehistory we have a stone age. In this stone age we have oldest is our Paleolithic age. Paleo means old, lithic means stone, old stone age. So in prehistory we have old stone age or Paleolithic age. Paleo means old, lithic means stone, old stone age. Clear है? This old stone age followed by Mesolithic age. Meso means middle, lithic means stone, middle stone age. So only old stone age and Mesolithic age is within prehistorical period. Only these. ठीक है? Only two phase in prehistorical period: old stone age and middle stone age or Mesolithic age. And during both the time, we do not have evidence of use of metals in India. Non-metallic case, we have evidence of stone implements, stone tools, and these stone tools were made by human being for hunting purpose, hunting of wild animals, because agriculture was absent. So in prehistorical period, no any evidence of agriculture, not. ठीक है? Then we have proto-historical period, proto-history, proto-history. Beginning of proto-history is with discovery of agriculture. That is the 7000 BC onwards. Agriculture started. So this is our Neolithic age. Neo means new. Lithic means stone. Neolithic age. Suppose एग्रीकल्चर, ठीक है. This is present Pakistan area. In this Pakistan area, a place called Mehergar. Mehergar was placed in Pakistan. So Mehergar, a place in Pakistan, around 7000 BC. In Pakistan, for example, we have two mountain range, Kirthar mountain range and Sulaiman mountain range. Kirthar mountain range and Sulaiman mountain range. So suppose we have the mountain range. In this mountain range we have the gap. This gap is called as pass. So here we have Bolan Pass. Bolan Pass is in Pakistan. Bolan Pass in Pakistan. And this Bolan Pass is located between two mountain ranges, Kirthar mountain range and Sulaiman mountain range, both in Pakistan. So in Bolan Pass we have a river called Bolan River. So pass is Bolan, river is Bolan. On the bank of river Bolan, a place is Meher. At Mehergarh we have first evidence of practice of agriculture in Indian subcontinent, not in the world for the first time. In Indian subcontinent, we are saying. So here onwards, agriculture began. Mehergarh, first place. Mehergarh now in, not in present India, this is in present Pakistan. Okay? And this beginning of agriculture is called as beginning of Neolithic age. And this is our beginning of proto-historical period. Clear hai? Neolithic age is clear. After Neolithic we have Chalcolithic age. Also the part of our proto-historical period. Chalcolithic age. After Neolithic age. So within proto-history, first is Neolithic age. Then we have Chalcolithic age. Chalco means copper. Co means copper. So copper was the first metal which was used by human beings in India. Copper. Which was the first place from where we evidence of use of copper? First place from where we have evidence of use of copper. Again Mehergarh. Again Mehergarh. First Chalcolithic place in India. So besides copper, people were also using stone implements. Lithic means stone. So Chalcolithic sometimes also called as copper, stone, age, culture. Because making of copper objects was very difficult. Technology was primitive. Extraction of copper root was very difficult. So people are still using stone implements besides copper. So this is Chalcolithic age. So in proto-history we have Neolithic age followed by Chalcolithic age. Clear hai? And after Chalcolithic age we have, this is simply periods. We are discussing what is the syllabus of ancient India that we have to do in the class. Medieval India and modern India. इसको ठीक से कर लो आप लोग. This is our timeline. Stick by this timeline. उसी में डिस्कस करेंगे. Tomorrow onwards we'll start our ancient India. ठीक है? After Chalcolithic age, we have Bronze Age civilization. Not culture, civilization. Bronze Age civilization. From circa approximate, not approximate, approximate date, circa 2600 BC to 1900 BC This is our Bronze Age civilization. So oldest civilization of India is our Bronze Age civilization from 2600 BC to 1900 BC. Why it was Bronze Age? Because during this time people were using bronze objects, not copper. What is bronze? Bronze is alloy of two metals. Which two metals? Bronze, copper and tin. While tin mixed in copper, because bronze objects are more harder objects, more durable objects. Copper are very soft objects. So more durable are bronze objects as compared to copper objects. So people were using now bronze objects. They have learned the art of mixing tin into copper to make the objects more durable objects. So this is our Bronze Age civilization. And this Bronze Age is also called as Indus Valley civilization. Bronze Age civilization, also known as Indus Valley civilization, because this is river Indus River. Indus River, some parts in India, major parts in Pakistan. So around this Indus River, people were living into cities for the first time. Many cities. So the name of this river, this civilization was called as Indus Valley civilization. Indus Valley civilization. Okay? And because during this time, 2600 BC to 1900 BC, people were living for the first time in India in the towns or cities. So this is also known as first urbanization of India. First urbanization. Because for the first time in India, people were now living into city or towns. So Indus Valley civilization. Why called Indus Valley? Because around river Indus, many of the cities have been excavated by Archaeological Survey of India. And many of the questions will be from the city. Which was the first city excavated? First city found by Archaeological Survey of India? First city. Harappa. Harappa is in Pakistan. In Pakistan, which province of Pakistan? How many provinces in Pakistan? How many provinces are in Pakistan now? इंडिया में कितना है? 5. इंडिया में कितना प्रोविंस है? हाउ मेनी स्टेट्स इन इंडिया? प्रोविंस स्टेट होता है 28, पाकिस्तान में 5. So in Punjab province, first city excavated was Harappa. Harappa city in Pakistan. When did it excavated? टाइम भी पूछते हैं, देखा है मैंने क्वेश्चन आपका. When Harappa for the first time was excavated by Archaeological Survey of India. Which year? एकदम बेसिक एनसीईआरटी में लिखा हुआ है. Which year? 1921. So for the first time, Archaeological Survey of India और ASI, देखो ज्यादा क्वेश्चन आपका फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन है. फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन ज्यादा है तो ठीक से थोड़ा पढ़ना, फैक्ट को ज्यादा करना, थोड़ा समझ के फैक्ट्स. ठीक है. सो आर्कियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया in 1921 by accident found a city, and this city was excavated, and this ASI found that people were living into city, and we have dating of the city. Dating is clear. How old द ऑब्जेक्ट फाउंड इन दिस हड़प्पा। डेटिंग बहुत तरीका है उसका, मेनी डेटिंग्स डन बाय आर्कियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया, विच इज द मोस्ट पॉपुलर डेटिंग। एएसआई का मोस्ट पॉपुलर डेटिंग, मोस्ट पॉपुलर मेथड to determine the age of the objects, how old these objects were. Which method? बहुत पॉपुलर है तो कार्बन डेटिंग C14। C14 को बोलते हैं कार्बन डेटिंग मेथड। So most popular method used by archaeological survey of India to determine the age of the ancient objects is called as carbon dating method। ठीक है, C14 method। Who invented C14 method? American scientist Willard Libby in 1949। फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन ज्यादा है। अमेरिकन साइंटिस्ट विलार्ड लिब्बी in 1949 invented C14 method। This is the most popular method to determine the age of the objects। कैसे डिटरमिन करते हैं नहीं होगा उसका, ठीक है। कार्बन डेटिंग को थोड़ा और सेक्स ज्यादा डीप में चला गया तो पूछेंगे हाफ लाइफ क्या होता है, व्हाट इज हाफ लाइफ। हाफ लाइफ कितना होता है इसका, व्हाट इज द हाफ लाइफ ऑफ कार्बन, कितना ईयर होता है। अगर ज्यादा थोड़ा डिटेल में क्वेश्चन है तब अबाउट हाउ मेनी इयर्स इज हाफ लाइफ ऑफ द कार्बन। हाफ लाइफ का मतलब ये होता है सपोज टुडे दिस कार्बन इज 100 ग्राम, कुछ टाइम के बाद दिस कार्बन बिकम हाफ 50 ग्राम हो जाएगा खुद, बिकॉज दिस कार्बन इज द रेडियो एक्टिव एलिमेंट, खुद ही डिसइंटीग्रेट होता है। तो 100 ग्राम से 50 ग्राम हो गया, हाफ हो गया, इसी को हाफ लाइफ बोलते हैं। हाफ लाइफ ऑफ कार्बन कितना है, हाफ लाइफ ऑफ कार्बन नियरली 7000 ईयर्स, इतना ही होता है। थोड़ा ज्यादा पूछेंगे तब, ठीक है। तो C14 मेथड इज द मोस्ट पॉपुलर मेथड फॉर डिटर्मिनेशन ऑफ द एज ऑफ द एंशिएंट ऑब्जेक्ट्स। और बहुत सारा मेथड्स है। सबसे नया मेथड क्या है, यूज्ड बाय आर्कियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया, मोस्ट रिसेंट मेथड टू डिटर्मिन हाउ ओल्ड दिस ऑब्जेक्ट्स वर, उसको बोलते हैं इलेक्ट्रॉन स्पिन रेजोनेंस मेथड, ESR मेथड। ESR मेथड इलेक्ट्रॉन स्पिन रेजोनेंस मेथड, मोस्ट रिसेंट मेथड यूज्ड बाय ASI फॉर डिटर्मिनेशन ऑफ द एज ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट्स, सबसे नया। तो दिस इज द मोस्ट रिसेंट, मोस्ट पॉपुलर। और जो सबसे ओल्डेस्ट मेथड था उसको बोलते हैं स्ट्रेटिग्राफी मेथड। ओल्डेस्ट मेथड फॉर डिटर्मिनेशन ऑफ द एज ऑफ द एंशिएंट ऑब्जेक्ट्स, स्ट्रेटिग्राफी मेथड बोलते हैं। जैसे मान लो सपोज अर्थ का स्ट्रेटा है, तो अपर स्ट्रेटा पे ऑब्जेक्ट्स मिला कुछ, लोअर स्ट्रेटा पे ऑब्जेक्ट्स मिला कुछ, उसके लोअर स्ट्रेटा पे कुछ ऑब्जेक्ट मिला, तो सबसे लोअर स्ट्रेटा पे है दिस विल बी ओल्डेस्ट ऑब्जेक्ट, सबसे अपर स्ट्रेटा पे न्यूएस्ट ऑब्जेक्ट। इस मेथड को बोलते हैं स्ट्रेटिग्राफी मेथड, ठीक है। हु ब्रॉट दिस मेथड टू इंडिया, हिस्टोरियन मोर्टिमर व्हीलर। फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन ज्यादा है आपका, एकदम बेसिक्स है। व्हीलर वाज द historian who brought a stratigraphy method into India to determine the age of the objects. So oldest method was stratigraphy, most popular was C14 method, सबसे नया है ESR मेथड। बहुत सारा मेथड है, TL मेथड, पोटेशियम आर्गन मेथड, उतना डिटेल में क्वेश्चन नहीं होगा आपका, ठीक है, क्लियर है। So 1921 आर्कियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया। समझ में सबको ठीक है क्लास? एकदम बेसिक फैक्चुअल, एकदम आपके स्टैंडर्ड का, जो पेपर में आएगा उसी के स्टैंडर्ड का बात कर। इट्स नॉट द हाईएस्ट क्लास। इसमें और थोड़ा डीप पढ़ते हैं और रीजन के साथ पढ़ते हैं, उतना नहीं करना है, ठीक है? So we are discussing proto-history, which is a part of our ancient India. In this proto-history, we are discussing Indus Valley Civilization, IVC, Indus Valley Civilization, also sometimes called as first urbanization, because first evidence of cities into India goes back to this period, Indus Valley Civilization, 1900 BC. ठीक है? So from 2600 BC to 1900 BC, people into Indian subcontinent are now living into cities, urban cities, towns. So first city excavated by ESI was Harappa, 1921. Clear है? Before 1921, this was missing in history of India. We are not aware of the civilization. Only from 1921, we come to know about this oldest civilization of ancient India. ठीक है? Clear है? Harappa on the bank of which river? No, not on the bank of Indus. Around river Indus. But city of Harappa was located on bank of which river? How many tributaries of river Indus? How many tributaries Indus river have? कितना है? 5. So on the bank of which tributary of Indus Harappa is located? Ravi. 5 है ना रावी? Ravi is one of the tributaries. रावी, झेलम, चेनाब, ब्यास, सतलज, 5 ट्रिब्यूटरी है इंडस का, ठीक है? सो हरप्पा ऑन द बैंक ऑफ रिवर रावी, ठीक है? नेक्स्ट ईयर अदर सिटी वाज फाउंड ऑन द बैंक ऑफ इंडस, मोहनजोदड़ो, मोहनजोदड़ो और मोहनजोदारो, ठीक है? So 1922, other city was found on the bank of river Indus, and this city was also excavated by archaeologists. Who excavated Harappa? Who was the archaeologist who excavated Harappa? ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन होगा. Anyone? सारा नहीं, कुछ कुछ important, because in this civilization ASI found about 1500 cities. So we cannot memorize excavator of all the cities. Only important we have to memorize. Harappa excavated by which archaeologist? Anyone? Yes. D.R. Sani. Dayaram Sani excavated of Harappa city. Mohenjo-daro. Which archaeologist? R.D. Banerjee. R.D. Banerjee. And during the time, who was the head of ASI, Archaeological Survey of India? Who was discoverer of this civilization? Discoverer, head of ASI. John Marshall. So in 1924, John Marshall head of Archaeological Survey of India, officially announced that in India we have one of the oldest civilizations of the world, and this civilization was earlier called as Indus Valley Civilization. So John Marshall was the discoverer of this civilization. ठीक है? R.D. Banerjee was archaeologist and excavator of Mohenjo-daro. D.R. Sahni was excavator of Harappa. Clear है? ठीक है? So till 1947, this civilization was called as Indus Valley Civilization. Till 1947. In 1947, India was divided into two countries, India and Pakistan. So most of sites goes to Pakistan. So archaeologists of India now pressurized government of India to do excavations. And after 1947, many cities were found in India as well. Clear hai? Many cities were found in India as well. Easternmost city, for example, is Alamgirpur. Easternmost city of this civilization was Alamgirpur in UP, Uttar Pradesh. Westernmost city was Sutka Gender near Iran. Sutka Gender in western Pakistan, very close to Persia or Iran. So westernmost city Sutka Gender. Easternmost city Alamgirpur. Northernmost city was Manda in Jammu Kashmir. Manda in Jammu Kashmir. Southernmost city was in South Gujarat, Malvan. कहीं कहीं और कुछ नाम लिखा हुआ है. Those names are not correct. Correct answer is Malvan, not Daimabad. Not. So Malvan in South Gujarat, Manda in North, which is Jammu Kashmir, Alamgirpur in Meerut, Uttar Pradesh, Sutka Gender in extreme West Pakistan, very close to East Iran. So east to west Sutka Gender to Alamgirpur, Manda to Malvan. This was the area of the civilization. In this area, people were living into cities. Rest of the area, no city life. People are still living into villages. So these cities were far away from Indus, not around Indus. So new name is now Harappan civilization. So new name is now Harappan civilization because Harappa was the first city by which we come to know about this civilization. So sometimes this civilization also called as Indus Saraswati civilization. Because during the time, according to belief, Saraswati river was a flowing river, which is now dried up river. So Indus Valley civilization, Harappan civilization, Bronze Age civilization, first urbanization, Indus Saraswati civilization, all are same civilization. All are same. Clear है? ठीक है? This is clear up to this is Protohistory. इसमें कौन कौन सी चीज है, क्या क्या फीचर्स था, एवरीथिंग विल डिस्कस फ्रॉम टुमारो ऑनवर्ड्स. आज सिर्फ कोर्स क्या करना है, विच आर द ब्रॉड टाइमलाइन ऑफ एंशिएंट इंडिया, मेडिवल इंडिया एज वेल. ठीक है? After Indus Valley civilization, next timeline is our Vedic period. Vedic 1500 BC to 600 BC. this phase is called as Vedic period or Vedic culture. Vedic culture. ठीक है 1500 BC to 600 BC. This is known as Vedic culture because during this time Vedas were composed. Vedas were composed and not written down. No writing of the Vedas. So which are the oldest deciphered book of India? Oldest deciphered book of India. Which are the oldest deciphered book of India? Rig Veda. We have the four Vedas. Oldest Veda is Rig Veda. Rig Veda, oldest. Three other Vedas as well. So all the four Vedas were composed. No writing of the Vedas because these the people who composed the Vedas did not have a script. ठीक है? A group of the people, they were foreigners who came to India from Central Asia. मान लो कि this is Central Asia. Central Asia में here we have the river called Oxus and we have the river called Sir Darya. So Sir Darya in Central Asia, Amu Darya in Central Asia. Central Asia. Present 5 countries is Central Asian countries. 5 countries. Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, 5 countries. ठीक है? The central part of Asia is Central Asia. So this Central Asia, river is Amu Darya. Amu Darya, present name is river Oxus. Present name of Amu Darya is river Oxus. And this is Sir Darya. So this land is a steppe land called as. Because here we have a special type of vegetation, steppe vegetation. ठीक है? So here originally a group of the people were living and these people were called as Aryans. So Aryans were a group of the people. Originally their homeland was Central Asia. Who gave this theory? Most correct theory. What was the original homeland of Aryans? Theory given by which historian? ऐसा ही होगा क्वेश्चन आपका. Who was the historian? According to this historian, original homeland of Aryans was Central Asia. Which historian? Max Muller. Max Muller originally was a German historian. Max Muller was a German historian, most of time who lived in Britain, who never came to India, but wrote most authentic history of ancient India. So according to Max Muller, Aryan homeland was Central Asia. And from Central Asia, the Aryans had came to India and their coming is from 1500 BC. And these Aryans composed oldest deciphered books of India, 4 Vedas. And out of 4 Vedas, oldest is Rig Veda. Which language? Vedas. Which language? Vedas are the books in which language? Sanskrit. And this is not classical Sanskrit, primitive Sanskrit, or archaic Sanskrit called as. Not classical. Discuss करेंगे बाद में. Simple Sanskrit, primitive Sanskrit, or archaic Sanskrit Vedas. So this phase is also called a Vedic period because during this time 4 Vedas were composed by the Aryans in India. ठीक है? In archaic Sanskrit, and the entire book was oral book. orally composed, orally memorized, and passed on from generation to generation. And when the script appeared, these Vedas were written down. So presently Vedas are written books. But originally, these Vedas were never written books. These Vedas were oral books, orally composed, orally memorized, and passed on from generation to generation through memorization. ठीक clear है? So Vedic is clear. Vedic period, we can call it as Aryan phase as well. ठीक है? So this is our Vedic period. After Vedic, next is our post-Vedic period. Post-Vedic period, nearly from 600 BC to 322 BC. This is our post-Vedic period. Means after Vedic is the post-Vedic. ठीक है? After Vedic is the post-Vedic, and before Vedic is our pre-Vedic. Pre-Vedic is Harappan civilization, Indus Valley civilization. Clear as well. So during post-Vedic phase, the landmark development was coming up two new religions of India. One is Buddhism, other is Jainism. Very, very important. Buddhism and Jainism. Jainism, Buddhism, birth was in India. And their birth was around 6th century BC or post-Vedic period. Clear है? ठीक है? Who founded Buddhism? Who was the founder of Buddhism? Anyone? अरुणाचल प्रदेश में how many Buddhists? इंडिया के कौन से स्टेट में सबसे ज्यादा बुद्धिस्ट है? Which state of India with maximum number of Buddhists? Number years. Which state of India? हिस्ट्री को करंट से लिंक कर देते हैं. Which state of India is with the largest Buddhist population? Largest percentage population Buddhist? Which state? अरुणाचल प्रदेश की कौन सा रैंकिंग है परसेंटेज वाइज? सेकंड पोजीशन. फर्स्ट इज सिक्किम, परसेंटेज वाइज सिक्किम. सेकंड अरुणाचल प्रदेश, परसेंटेज वाइज. और लार्जेस्ट बुद्धिस्ट पॉपुलेशन विच स्टेट? महाराष्ट्र. फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन बहुत होगा आपका, बहुत होगा. ठीक है? लार्जेस्ट बुद्धिस्ट पॉपुलेशन एज पर 2011 सेंसस इज महाराष्ट्र. परसेंटेज वाइज सिक्किम, परसेंटेज वाइज सेकेंड पोजीशन अरुणाचल प्रदेश. ठीक है? Who was the founder of Buddhism? Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha? Gautam Buddha was the undoubtedly founder of Buddhism. टाइम क्या है गौतम बुद्ध का? When Gautam Buddha was born? टाइम पे बहुत क्वेश्चन है, बहुत क्वेश्चन है आपका. When Buddha was born? When he died? अच्छा चलो बाद में करेंगे. 563 BC बुद्धा was born. इवन का साइड देखो कहीं और लिखा है डेट उसमें. According to United Nations, Buddha was born in 623 BC. But according to historical evidence, Buddha was born 563 BC. And 483 BC, Buddha महापरिनिर्वाणा और डेथ ऑफ गौतम बुद्धा. डेट याद करना पड़ेगा कुछ. Dates are very, very important. So when Buddha was dying, Buddha himself told his followers that he was 80 years old. उनके बर्थ के बारे में कहीं नहीं लिखा हुआ है. नो वेयर बर्थ ऑफ गौतम बुद्धा इज मेंशन्ड. ओनली वी हैव डेथ ऑफ गौतम बुद्धा. डेथ को बोलते हैं महापरिनिर्वाणा. ओनली महापरिनिर्वाणा इज मेंशन्ड. 483 BC. Where Buddha died? Which place Gautam Buddha died? No one is Buddhist here in this class. Anyone Buddhist? Anyone? किसी का नहीं है. बुद्धा के बारे में तो मालूम होना चाहिए. Where Buddha got महापरिनिर्वाणा? Which place? Where he was born? लुम्बिनी. कहाँ है लुम्बिनी? इंडिया में, नेपाल में है. नेपाल में. डेथ प्लेस बुद्धा का कुशीनगर उत्तर प्रदेश में है, यूपी में कुशीनगर. ठीक है. ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन ही होगा, क्या करें. बहुत ज्यादा फिलॉसफी के बारे में नहीं समझना है. एंड दिस क्लास इज ओनली फॉर प्री क्लास. प्री का ही तो क्लास है ना ये. ओनली फॉर प्री एग्जाम. और कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन थोड़ा ज्यादा कम होगा. कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन कम होगा, यहाँ कम होगा. आईएएस के एग्जाम में ज्यादा कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन है. ठीक है, क्लियर है. जैसे बुद्धिज्म में होता है निर्वाणा. क्वेश्चन आईएएस में आया था कि निर्वाणा होता क्या है. व्हाट इज निर्वाणा. आपका नहीं होगा. निर्वाणा को बोलते हैं निब्बना. व्हाट इज निब्बना इन बुद्धिज्म. होता क्या है. गौतम बुद्धा को मिला था. ये क्वेश्चन आपका नहीं. वेयर ही गॉट निर्वाणा. इट कुड बी द क्वेश्चन. कहाँ निर्वाणा मिला था गौतम बुद्धा को. वेयर गौतम बुद्धा गॉट अल्टीमेट नॉलेज, विस्डम. विच वाज द प्लेस इन इंडिया. बिहार में विच प्लेस. बोध गया. होता क्या है ये नहीं होगा आपका. बोध गया इन बिहार, वेयर गौतम बुद्धा गॉट अल्टीमेट नॉलेज एंड बुद्धा बिकेम. बुद्धा का मतलब होता है इनलाइटेंड वन. इनलाइटेनमेंट मिला गौतम बुद्धा को. दिस इनलाइटेनमेंट इज कॉल्ड एज निर्वाणा. यूपीएससी में क्वेश्चन था ये, निर्वाणा होता क्या है. बहुत क्लोज चॉइस होता है. वैसा आपका क्वेश्चन देखा नहीं मैंने. मोस्ट ऑफ योर क्वेश्चन इज वेरी सिंपल, स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, क्लास कर लो, हो जाएगा, समझ में आ जाएगा सब. ठीक है, आपका जो क्वेश्चन आएगा उसी के अनुसार तो पढ़ाएंगे. और फिलोसफी तो है, कैन नॉट टीच यू फिलोसफी. नहीं होगा उससे क्वेश्चन. ठीक है. सो बुद्धिज्म इज क्लियर. जैनिज्म. बोथ रिलीजन्स अपीयर ड्यूरिंग पोस्ट वैदिक पीरियड. हु वाज द फाउंडर ऑफ जैनिज्म. हु फाउंडेड जैनिज्म. एनीवन. जैन तो वैसे ही नहीं है अरुणाचल प्रदेश. सबसे ज्यादा जैन कौन से स्टेट में है. विच स्टेट ऑफ इंडिया विथ मैक्सिमम जैन पॉपुलेशन. नॉट गुजरात. अगेन महाराष्ट्र. बुद्धिस्ट भी महाराष्ट्र में सबसे अधिक है और जैन भी सबसे अधिक महाराष्ट्र में ही है. ठीक है. सो मैक्सिमम जैन पॉपुलेशन नंबर वाइज, परसेंटेज वाइज बोथ इन महाराष्ट्र. क्लियर है. मैक्सिमम बुद्धिस्ट पॉपुलेशन नंबर वाइज महाराष्ट्र, परसेंटेज वाइज सिक्किम. ठीक है. हु फाउंडेड जैनिज्म. नॉट महावीर. नॉट. According to Jain belief, Jainism was founded by first Tirthankar, who was Rishabh Devji. So founder was Rishabh Devji. First Jain Tirthankar, great guru बोलते हैं. ठीक है. So post Vedic period, two religions are very important, Buddhism and Jainism. Still continuing in India, both. ठीक है. ऋषभ देव जी इन्हीं को बोलते हैं आदिनाथ. एक ही है. ऋषभ देव जी फर्स्ट जैन तीर्थंकर, जैन में कितने तीर्थंकर है? हाउ मेनी तीर्थंकर इन जैनिज्म? तीर्थंकर होते क्या है बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे। 24 वी हैव 24 तीर्थंकर। फर्स्ट वाज ऋषभदेव जी और सबसे लास्ट तीर्थंकर लास्ट 24th जो आपने बोला अभी वर्धमान महावीर। वर्धमान महावीर 24th जैन तीर्थंकर लास्ट। ठीक है। सो पोस्ट वैदिक पीरियड वी हैव टू रिलीजन्स बुद्धिज्म एंड जैनिज्म। ठीक है। डिस्कस करें कौन कौन फेज है हमारे पास। इन एंशिएंट इंडिया वी आर डिस्कसिंग द पीरियड्स और फेजेस। और देखना बहुत सारा क्वेश्चन इसी से आ जाएगा, इंट्रो क्लास देखना यू कम आफ्टर योर एग्जाम। इतना डिस्कस किया है हम लोगों ने, 2-3 क्वेश्चन जरूर आ जाएगा यहाँ से, बिल्कुल होगा। सो पोस्ट वैदिक इज क्लियर, जैनिज्म बुद्धिज्म इज क्लियर। आफ्टर पोस्ट वैदिक फेज वी हैव मौर्यन पीरियड। मौर्यन पीरियड circa 322 BC to near about 200 BC, या precisely 187 BC. This is our Mauryan period या Mauryan history. ठीक है। After post Vedic we have the Mauryan period. Why call a Mauryan? Because Maurya was a dynasty which ruled in India, and this Mauryan dynasty ruled from Bihar. बिहार में इनका कैपिटल था। What was the capital of the Mauryas? ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन होगा, क्या करें। Maurya was a dynasty of ancient India. Dynasty is clear. Mauryas very important dynasty of ancient India. सबसे बड़ा अंपायर पूरे एंशिएंट इंडिया में मौर्यन अंपायर सबसे बड़ा। मौर्यन अंपायर वाज largest empire of entire ancient India. They ruled from Pataliputra in Bihar. Pataliputra was capital of Mauryas. अभी नाम क्या है पाटलिपुत्रा का? Which city? Ancient city of Pataliputra, presently known as which city in Bihar? Patna. Patna is capital of Bihar. Old name is Pataliputra, capital of the Mauryas. ठीक है। So Mauryas ruled from this Pataliputra, and this was सबसे largest dynasty. जैसे here we have Afghanistan. North Afghanistan में we have Kabul, ruled by Mauryas. South Afghanistan में we have Kandahar, ruled by Mauryas. So major part of Afghanistan, North Afghanistan Kabul, South Afghanistan Kandahar, ruled by Mauryas. Entire Pakistan ruled by Mauryas. Major part of India ruled by Mauryas. यहाँ पे बांग्लादेश है, बंगाल है, ruled by Mauryas. Bengal, including Bangladesh, ruled by Mauryas. East of Bengal is Northeast India, which was never the part of the Mauryas. Northeast India. So from Kabul, Kandahar to Bangladesh, from Jammu Kashmir to Karnataka, entire area ruled by Mauryas. So सबसे बड़ा अंपायर पूरे एंशिएंट इंडिया का मौर्याज। काबुल कांधार इन द वेस्ट to Bangladesh in the east, Jammu Kashmir in the north to Karnataka in the south. South of Karnataka, here we have Kerala, here we have Tamil Nadu, never the part of Mauryan Empire, never. So Maurya's rule was only up to present Karnataka. सबसे बड़ा अंपायर। क्लियर है? So this is our Mauryan period. और मौर्यन डायनेस्टी आफ्टर पोस्ट वैदिक। और इसी में एक किंग था अशोका, अशोक का किंग, अशोका द ग्रेट कॉल्ड एज, ठीक है, अशोका द ग्रेट। बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे सब। मौर्य इज क्लियर। आफ्टर मौर्य वी हैव पोस्ट मौर्यन हिस्ट्री। पोस्ट मौर्यस nearly circa 200 BC to 300 CE पोस्ट मौर्यन पीरियड। मौर्य के बाद इज पोस्ट मौर्यन पीरियड। मेनी डायनेस्टी ड्यूरिंग द टाइम, बहुत सारे डायनेस्टी आ गए, डिस्कस करेंगे। सम वेयर फॉरेनर्स, सम इंडिजिनस, विच डायनेस्टी, कैपिटल, फाउंडर, ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन होगा बस। इस पोस्ट मौर्यन फेज में, ड्यूरिंग पोस्ट मौर्यन फेज, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, many foreigners came to India. They conquered some parts of India. They became the rulers. And they came as a foreigner, but they became Indians. They never went back to their original homeland. So India was never the colony of these kingdoms. Never. Oh, Sara kingdom. Indo-Greek, Sakas, Parthians, Kusanas. सब डिस्कस करें। क्लियर है? उस डायनेस्टी का कौन किंग है, उसका कौन सा एडिक्ट है, वो सब इंपॉर्टेंट है। उस एडिक्ट का क्या लैंग्वेज है, ये सब इंपॉर्टेंट है। सो मोस्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आर फैक्चुअल। थोड़ा समझ के पढ़ेंगे, जल्दी याद हो जाएगा। बिना समझे पढ़ने भी याद नहीं होगा। क्लियर है सबको? एवरीवन? पोस्ट मौर्य इज क्लियर। आफ्टर पोस्ट मौर्य द नेक्स्ट पेज इज आवर गुप्ता पीरियड। गुप्ता व डायनेस्टी, नाम है डायनेस्टी का, गुप्ता डायनेस्टी, मौर्य डायनेस्टी, तो उसका टाइम ही हो गया गुप्ता पीरियड, टाइम ही हो गया मौर्यन पीरियड। सो दिस पीरियड्स नेम्ड आफ्टर डायनेस्टी which ruled during this time, it became Gupta kingdom or Gupta period, 300 C to 550 C, Gupta period, Gupta dynasty। मौर्य का कैपिटल क्या था, गुप्ता का कैपिटल क्या था? What is Gupta capital? गुप्ता कैपिटल नेट पे देखोगे सब जगह गलत लिखा हुआ है। समटाइम द स्टडी थ्रू द हेल्प ऑफ द नेट और एआई बोलते हैं इज रियली फैटल। कहीं करेक्ट नहीं लिखा, सब जगह पाटलिपुत्रा लिखा है, बट गुप्ता कैपिटल वाज नॉट पाटलिपुत्रा, प्रयाग, नॉट पाटलिपुत्रा। नेट पे खोज के देखना, एवरीवेयर पाटलिपुत्रा इज रिटन डाउन, विच इज इनकरेक्ट, नॉट करेक्ट। सो प्रयाग, प्रयाग कौन से स्टेट में है? यूपी। इलाहाबाद और प्रयागराज कॉल्ड कैपिटल ऑफ द गुप्तास। ठीक है? गुप्ता के कौन कौन किंग थे, क्या क्या उनका अचीवमेंट था, everything we'll discuss in the class. Tomorrow onwards we'll start our ancient India. Clear है? So Gupta period. After Gupta, last phase of ancient India is our post-Gupta period. Last post-Gupta period, 6th century to 8th century is our post-Gupta period. गुप्ता के बाद पोस्ट गुप्ता बहुत सारे डायनेस्टी आएंगे इस समय। मेनी किंगडम्स केम टू रूल ओवर मेनी पार्ट्स ऑफ इंडिया। बहुत सारा डेवलपमेंट्स होता है। चाइना से लोग आते हैं इंडिया में, फायान, वेनसांग, इत्सिंग एंड ऑल, डिस्कस करेंगे। फायान कब आया था इंडिया में? ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन ही है आपका, फायान कब आया था इंडिया में? हु वाज द फर्स्ट चाइनीज हु केम टू इंडिया? फायान। कब? गुप्ता फेज में। सेकंड चाइनीज हु केम टू इंडिया? वेनसांग, पोस्ट गुप्ता फेज में, हर्षवर्धन था इसमें। ठीक है? सो दिस इज द फेज ऑफ योर एंशिएंट इंडिया। Besides ancient India, we have to do some history very briefly. We have to do history of South India as well during ancient phase. So we have to do South Indian history up to 750 C ancient India दोनों करेंगे. ठीक है? So this is all about your ancient India. Any question from ancient India? Outlines? Any doubts from ancient India? हो जाएगा ancient India. Then we have to outline our medieval India and then modern India. That's it. ठीक है? So can we start medieval India? थोड़ा सा ब्रेक ले लें. नहीं लेते हैं थोड़ा 5 मिनट ओनली 5 मिनट्स. So we are now resuming the class. We are taking 5 minutes break. क्या हो गया? Just we have taken 5 minutes break. Just resuming the class. So this is our ancient India. Next, after ancient India or after early India, second phase is our medieval India because it comes in between ancient and modern India. So this is called as medieval India. ठीक है? Medieval India is from 750 C to 1750s decade. 8th century to 18th century. This is our medieval India. This medieval India has been divided into three parts. We have division of medieval India into three parts. Earliest part of medieval India is our early medieval India. After ancient India, we have early medieval India. That is the first part of our medieval India. This early medieval India is from 750 C, that is mid 8th century C, up to early 13th century or 1206 C. Early medieval India. ठीक है? From mid 8th century C to early 13th century C or 1206 C, this is our early medieval India. During the time in North India, we have tripartite struggle for supremacy, and this is called as a struggle between a dynasty called Pala dynasty, rulers of Bengal and parts of Bihar areas, East India. So during the time, Palaj were rulers of East India. Palaj. Dynasty name was Palaj. Palaj of Bengal in northwest part of India and northern India, we have dynasty called Pratyaharaj. So Pala in East India, Pratyaharaj in north west part of India, Pratihara dynasty. Sometimes this Pratihara also called as Gurjar Pratihara dynasty. Both are same. Gurjar Pratihara or simply Pratihara dynasty are rulers of northwest part of India and parts of North India. In Deccan is clear. Deccan. Here we have Deccan Plateau. Western part of Deccan Plateau is Western Deccan. Maharashtra area. Eastern part of Deccan Plateau, Eastern Deccan area. Andhra Pradesh, Telangana area. So in Deccan areas, we have the dynasty called Pala Pratihara Rashtrakuta dynasty. Rashtrakutas in Deccan, Pala in East India. Some simple question होगा. In which part of India Palas were rulers? East India. Which part of India Rashtrakutas were rulers? Deccan areas. Your questions are very very simple. Don't be afraid of your paper. Very simple, at least history. ठीक है? बहुत टफ नहीं है. एकदम easy है. थोड़ा करो तो. So struggle between Pala Pratyahara, Rashtrakuta Pratyahara. So this is called a triangular conflict or tripartite struggle for supremacy. Pala also wanted to conquer some parts of fertile areas of Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, which were ruled by the Pratyahara. So war was inevitable. So this was tripartite struggle or triangular struggle for supremacy of North India. Pala, Pratihara, Rashtrakuta. During the time in South India, we have rule of Cholas. So Cholas are rulers of South India from 9th century to early 13th century. We have rule of Cholas. Cholas of Tamil Nadu. And this Chola attacked on Southeast Asia. They conquered some part of Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia means Malaya Peninsula, Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Indonesia, this area is Southeast Asia. So for some time Cholas attacked on South Asian kingdom and for some time they ruled over Southeast Asia as well, Cholas. So during early medieval India, we have tripartite struggle and Cholas rule in South India. That's it. Okay? Important king of this dynasty, battles, edicts, these are important. Okay? Strongest navy of entire ancient India, entire medieval India, maintained by which dynasty of India? ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन होगा. सबसे ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग नेवी किस डायनेस्टी का था इंडिया का, एंशिएंट इंडिया, मिडिवल इंडिया? विच डायनेस्टी? स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट नेवी. साउथ ईस्ट एशिया में अटैक कैसे करेंगे? नेवी से ही तो करेंगे. स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट नेवल पावर चोलाज. Because without a navy, how can you attack on Southeast Asia? Not possible. उसका किंग था राजेंद्र चोला, कुलोतुंगा, बहुत लोग आएंगे. राजा राजा चोला, ऐसा ही होगा. और चोला कैपिटल, ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन होगा आपका. What about the Chola capital? Anyone? Tanjore चोला कैपिटल. इसी को बोलते हैं तंजावर. कौन से स्टेट में है? विच स्टेट? वेरी सिंपल. विच स्टेट? केरला, तमिलनाडु, कर्नाटक. कहाँ होना चाहिए? तमिलनाडु. ठीक है. अर्ली मेडिवल इज क्लियर. This is early medieval history of outline of early medieval India. After early medieval India, the next part of medieval India is our Delhi Sultanate. Next, after early medieval India, the next phase of medieval India is our what is called as Delhi Sultanate. Delhi Sultanate, 1206 to 1526. Delhi Sultanate. Next, Delhi Sultanate, also sometimes called as Turkish rule. Turks. Turkish rule. ठीक है. This is Afghanistan. North Afghanistan is Kabul. North Afghanistan. Here we have the mountain range. Hindu Kush mountain range. North of Hindu Kush is Central Asia, from where Aryan had came to India. This Central Asia is also called as steppe land because of steppe vegetation here. Also sometimes called as Transoxiana because here we have river Oxus. Here we have Seed area. So this land is called as Transoxiana land, from where Aryans earlier had came to India. Presently Central Asia or a steppe land or Transoxiana. Here we have two important rivers. This is Seed area, which is north of Amu Darya, and here we have Amu Darya. Amu Darya present name is river Oxus. So this was the area where a group of the people were living, and these people were called as Turks. So Turks were a group of the people. Original homeland of Turks was Central Asia, north of Afghanistan, north of Hindu Kush areas. Turks, a group of the people. Original homeland was Central Asia. These Turks originally were followers of a religion called paganism. Pagan, sky worship, nature worship. That was their chief religion. Paganism. ठीक है? Some Turks were heathens, atheists, no religion at all. So originally, Turks were pagan or paganism, but later on, here we have Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, a religion appeared, born. This was Islam. Birth of Islam was in this is Makkah, this is Red Sea area, this is Persian Gulf area, और यहीं पर है हॉर्मुज, यहीं पर है हॉर्मुज, यहीं पे ईरान है, यहीं पे हॉर्मुज है ना, जो चल रहा है स्ट्रगल अभी, हॉर्मुज स्ट्रेट. ठीक है. जैसे पर्शियन गल्फ, रेड सी, दोनों के बीच में सऊदी अरेबिया है. इन सऊदी अरेबिया होलिएस्ट प्लेस इज मक्का. ठीक है. 100% desert area. So here in 7th century, we have rise of a religion called Islam. Islam was born in Saudi Arabia in 7th century C. Islam was born. So birthplace of Islam was desert country, Saudi Arabia. From this Saudi Arabia, Islam went to Iran, Persia. Islam went to Central Asia. Everywhere Islam. Islam also came to India. Islam came to India from Saudi Arabia. When Islam came to India, when Islam came to India, which century? Where for the first time Islam came, Muslims came in India. इंडिया का जो ये एरिया है, इसी मालाबार एरिया, मालाबार the coastal areas of Kerala and some parts of Karnataka, मालाबार बोलते हैं. So in these Malabar area, Arab Muslims came. ठीक है, and their coming was in third decade of 7th century. 620 decade में they came to India. So Islam for the first time came to India in third decade बोल सकते हैं 620 third decade. थर्ड डिकेड इज क्लियर. 620 को थर्ड डिकेड बोलेंगे ना. दिस इज फर्स्ट डिकेड, दिस इज सेकेंड डिकेड, एंड दिस इज थर्ड डिकेड. So in third decade of 7th century, Islam came to Kerala, Malabar areas. And the earliest Muslims who came to Kerala, they are now known as Mopla Muslims. So Moplas are Muslims who for the first time came to India from Saudi Arabia. और इन्हीं लोगों ने एक मॉस्क बनाया जो इंडिया का सबसे ओल्डेस्ट मॉस्क है, oldest mosque of India in Kerala. Which is that mosque? Cheruman जुम्मा मस्जिद. सबसे पुराना मॉस्क इंडिया का यही है, केरला में है, built by Mughals. Cheruman Juma Masjid, now in the state of Kerala, it was built in 7th century CE by the earliest Muslims who came to India, and this mosque is Cheruman Juma Masjid. ठीक है, सबसे पुराना मॉस्क इंडिया का यही अभी भी केरला में. क्लियर है. Islam also goes to Iran. Iran oldest name was Persia. इस ईरान में people were living here and they were Zoroastrians. Zoroastrians founded by Zarathustra. So जब इंडिया में गौतम बुद्ध थे, पर्सिया में renowned reformer Zarathustra, on which teaching religion was born, Zoroastrianism बोलते हैं इनको. So when Islam came to Persia, between Zoroastrians and Muslims, lot of wars happened. So most of Zoroastrians came to India as a religious refugee. और इन्हीं Zoroastrians को इंडिया में बोलते हैं क्या? Parsis. And why they are called as Parsis? Because they came from Persia. So Parsis are not Muslims. Parsis are Zoroastrians. ठीक है. Islam when came to Persia, Zoroastrians came to India. In India, they are called as Parsis, and most of Parsis are in Gujarat and Bombay. Parsis. They worship fire. फायर वर्शिप करते हैं लोग. इनके टेम्पल को क्या बोलते हैं? ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन होता है आपका. व्हाट इज द टेम्पल ऑफ द पारसीज? यहाँ लोग नहीं होंगे ना. अरुणाचल में डोंट हैव इवन सिंगल पारसी. नहीं होगा यहाँ. व्हाट इज द टेम्पल? फायर का टेम्पल होता है अगियार्स. ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन होगा. क्या करें, फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन पढ़ाना होगा मुझे. मोस्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आर फैक्चुअल. ठीक है. Islam came to Persia is clear. Islam also go to Central Asia. In Central Asia, these Turks converted to Islam. They became Muslims. Most of समझ में आ रहा ज्यादा है. देखो इतना करना पड़ेगा. एकदम बेसिक भी डूइंग. इतना तो करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. Islam from Saudi Arabia spread worldwide. It came to Malabar area, Kerala. It went to Persia, Iran. It goes to Central Asia. इन सेंट्रल एशिया टॉक्स कन्वर्टेड टू इस्लाम. क्यों कन्वर्ट हुए? कुछ रीजन होगा. दे कन्वर्टेड टू इस्लाम. द टॉक्स बिकेम मुस्लिम्स. इनका जो लैंग्वेज था टॉक्स का, देयर मदर टंग वाज टर्किश लैंग्वेज. Their mother tongue was Turkish language. But in course of time, the Turks had adopted Persian language. So official language of Turks became Persian, a language developed by Muslims of Persia. ठीक है? Persian language. And these Turks from Central Asia came to Afghanistan. From Afghanistan, they came to India and they became the rulers of India. And their rule was from 1206 on independent rule. डिस्कस करेंगे उसको थोड़ा सा. उसमें एकदम फाइन डिफरेंसेस है. तो किंग ऑफ द टर्क्स वाज कॉल्ड एज सुल्तान. सुल्तान वाज टर्किश किंग. सुल्तान बोलते थे. तो द एरिया ओवर विच सुल्तान रूल्ड इज सल्तनत. इनका कैपिटल था दिल्ली. दिस टाइम इज कॉल्ड दिल्ली सल्तनत. क्लियर है? तो 1206 independent Turkish rule in India started, independent from Afghanistan. क्लियर है? मोहम्मद गौरी, उसके पहले महमूद गजनवी, डिस्कस करेंगे. सब समझ में आ जाए. क्लियर है? सो दिस इज आवर दिल्ली सल्तनत 1206 onward up to 1526. Yeah, because they were Turks. Turk was what? Turk were a group of the tribal people. Tribe लोग थे. What is tribe is clear? What is tribe? ट्राइब का सबसे स्पेशल फीचर क्या होता है? व्हाट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फीचर ऑफ ट्राइबल कम्युनिटीज? हर ट्राइब में होता है. क्या है वो? मेरा एरिया नहीं है. दैट इज एरिया ऑफ सोसाइटी. सोशल इश्यूज में है. बट फिर भी सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट फीचर ऑफ द ट्राइबल कम्युनिटी, कास्ट कम्युनिटी, रिलीजियस कम्युनिटी, क्या होता है? एनीवन? टोटेम. टोटेम इज क्लियर. हर ट्राइब का टोटेम होता है. एवरी ट्राइब हैज देयर ओन टोटेम्स. आपका भी होगा, सबका अलग अलग होगा. उस पढ़ाएंगे सोसाइटी में. सो दे वर ट्राइबल पीपल. They are converted to Islam and they came to India. They became sultan or rulers. ये बोलते हैं Delhi Sultanate. In Delhi Sultanate we have 5 dynasties. 5 dynasties. First is slave dynasty. इसी को बोलते हैं Ilbari dynasty. Ilbari was the tribe from which the sultans belonged to. So first dynasty of Delhi Sultanate, Turkish dynasty, was Ilbari dynasty. Ilbari was the name of the tribe from which the Sultan belonged to. So 1206 to 1290 slave dynasty. And why called slave? बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे. ठीक है? Why they were called as slave? When we start our medieval India, we'll explain why they were called as slave. Sorry. ठीक है? After slave dynasty, the tribe from which the Sultan belonged to was Ilbari tribe. ठीक है? After that we have rule of other Turkish tribe, and this tribe is Khalji. So Khalji dynasty 1290 to 1320. After Ilbari, second Turkish dynasty which ruled over India was the Khalji. Khalji was the name of the tribe from which the Sultan belonged to. Sorry. ठीक है? इसको स्टार्ट कर देंगे फैन को पीछे से. सॉरी. फैन इसको आगे किसी को स्टार्ट कर दीजिए. So Khalji was the name of the tribe from which the Sultan belonged to. सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट खलजी किंग सुल्तान किसी का नाम मूवी बना है उस पर बहुत होगा दैट अलाउद्दीन खलजी. अलाउद्दीन खलजी डिस्कस करें. आफ्टर खलजी डायनेस्टी next is our Tughlaq dynasty. Tughlaq was the tribe from which the Sultan belonged to. 1320 to 1414. Tughlaq dynasty. All were Turks, but tribe was different. They all were Muslims, but ethnicity, tribe was different. After Tughlaq, next is Sayyid. Sayyid also talk, but tribe was different. 1414 to 1451. Sayyid. They all were Turks, but ethnicity, tribe being different. All were Muslims. Islam was their faith. After Sayyid, the last dynasty was Lodij. And Lodij were not Turks. Lodij were Afghans. Original homeland was Afghanistan. So first Afghan dynasty was Lodi dynasty. इसी अफगान को बोलते हैं पठान. Afghans and Pathans, they are Muslims, but original homeland is not Central Asia. Original homeland was Afghanistan. ठीक है? Because tribe was different, ethnicity was different, religion was the same. So we have rule of 5 dynasties during Delhi Sultanate. सबसे छोटा रूल किसका है? Shortest rule of which dynasty? ऐसा ही क्वेश्चन होगा आपको. During Delhi Sultanate, shortest rule was of which dynasty? आपके सामने है. Shortest, longest, इतना टाइम लगेगा. सीसैट कैसे पास करोगे आप लोग? Which dynasty? Shortest. Khalji. Shortest. Longest? Tughlaq. Longest was Tughlaq. Shortest was Khalji. ठीक है? And correct is Khalji, not Khilji. We don't have any tribe called Khilji. Tribe was always Khalji. So always write Khalji and never Khilji. Not Alauddin Khilji. Alauddin Khalji was correct name. ठीक है? Second is clear. Sultanate is clear. Third and the last part of medieval India is our Mughal India. After Delhi Sultanate, next is our Mughal India. Last and third part of medieval India is our Mughal India. (1526 to 1750s Mughal rule. Mughal India. ठीक है? Mughals also were Turks. Mughals' original land also being Central Asia. This is Central Asia, original homeland of Mughals. In Central Asia, we have a rule of Turks. Some of the Turks had came to India, but some of the Turks had remained in Central Asia. Clear है? Most important king of the Turk in Central Asia was, which was the most important, mightiest Turkish king of Central Asia. सबसे important, सबसे mightiest, सबसे बड़ा empire. Which Turkish king? Anyone? Mightiest Turkish king of Central Asia. Timur. Timur. Timur was the strongest Turk king of Central Asia. Timur. तिमूर ने इंडिया पे अटैक किया था कि नहीं? Whether Timur attacked over India? Yes or no? Yes. कब? तो पूछते हैं टर्न. Closing decade of 14th century 1397 में 1390 लिखा है हमें. In 1390 last decade, closing decade 1396-97 Timur attacked over India. ठीक है? He went back to Central Asia. तो तिमूर के डिसेंडेंट्स को बोलते हैं तिमुरिद. So Mughal dynasty also called as Timurid dynasty. एक ही है. Because these Mughals who came to India, they were descendants of Timur. यहाँ से क्वेश्चन कम होगा. As compared to ancient India, as compared to modern India, number of the questions, मतलब we can suppose, it may not be, it may be more questions, but going by 20, 24, your pattern of the questions, list questions for medieval India, only 3, 20 में भी 3 था, 24 में भी 3 था. ठीक है? So Mughal rule is also called as Timurid rule in India. So how these Mughals were different from earlier Turks? Region was, suppose this is Mughals. यहाँ Mughal Central Asia. Mughals from Central Asia came to India. Who was the founder of Mughal rule in India? Who was the founder of Mughal rule in India? कौन? बाबर. 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 टाइम क्या है बाबर का? When he became the king of India. मुगल के किंग को बोलते थे बादशाह. पहले जो टर्क थे उनके किंग को बोलते थे सुल्तान. So Mughal king title was बादशाह. So Babur became the king of India और बादशाह of India when 1526 से लेके 1530 तक बाबर का रूल है इंडिया. So Babur was the founder of Mughal rule in India 1526 में. First battle of Panipat 1526. Panipat. Panipat is the place. Which state? In which state Panipat is situated? Haryana. Haryana. ठीक है? So here we have the talks. बाबर के मुगल का ओरिजिनल होमलैंड था सेंट्रल एशिया में. Which place? मुगल came to India from Central Asia. In Central Asia, which place? ना उस प्लेस का नाम क्या था? उज्बेकिस्तान तो कंट्री है. उस प्लेस का नाम क्या था? फरगना. And Fargana is in Uzbekistan. Mughal homeland was Fargana, and this Fargana is now situated in country Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan is in Central Asia. ठीक है? क्लियर है? तो here we have the Turk. टर्क के ईस्ट में, ईस्ट ऑफ द सेंट्रल एशिया was the area ruled by Mongols. Mongol different from Turk. Mongols were different from Turks. सबसे माइटिएस्ट मंगोल किंग कौन था? माइटिएस्ट मंगोल किंग चंगेज खान. चंगेज खान माइटिएस्ट मंगोल. चंगेज खान का लिखा है और लोग गेंगिज खान लिखा है, एक ही है. अगर नाम मिलता जुलता है गेंगिज खान एक ही है. और चंगेज खान, mightiest Mongol king. So between talks and this Mongol matrimonial alliance happened. A Mongol princess married to Timur. उसके डिसेंडेंट को बोलते हैं मंगोल, मुगल्स. तो जो मुगल वर्ड है, that is corruption of word Mongol. Because these Mughals were mixture of Turks from father side and mother from Mongol side. So word Mughal is corruption of word Mongol. जो पहले के टर्क आए थे, they were pure Turks. No any Mongol blood was in those Turks. But in Mughal blood we have blood of Mongols. इसीलिए इनको बोलते हैं मुगल्स. क्लियर है? So this is our Mughal rule. Babur, Humayun, Akbar, we'll discuss everything. And basic books important है. Basic king important है, king का important achievements है, बस. ठीक है? This three phase is clear. Three phase of medieval India is clear. Early India, followed by Delhi Sultanate, and then we have Mughal India. So this is all about your medieval India outline. Last is our modern India or colonial India or British India. Last. यहाँ तो कुछ डाउट है किसी को, ऑलवेज वेलकम. एनी क्वेश्चन, एनी डाउट? कुछ क्वेश्चन भी तो पूछ सकते हो आप लोग. इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन, controversial questions, maybe simple questions, always free to ask any question in the class. We'll start our class from tomorrow. ठीक है? ये समझ में आ जाना चाहिए यार क्लास कि what we have to do, what is the phase. जैसे पोस्ट वैदिक बोला, समझ में आ जाना चाहिए. पोस्ट मॉरियन बोला, समझ में आना चाहिए which phase is referring to. इसीलिए डिस्कस करते हैं हम लोग क्लास. फर्स्ट इज ऑलवेज माय फर्स्ट क्लास इज ऑलवेज दिस इंट्रो क्लास. ठीक है? लास्ट इज आवर मॉडर्न इंडिया. लास्ट. colonial इंडिया और मॉडर्न इंडिया. ठीक है? मॉडर्न इंडिया और colonial इंडिया we can divide into two parts. We can divide modern India into two parts. First part from 1757 to 1858. First part. That is the phase. During this phase of history of India, India was ruled by a private company called East India Company. East India Company was a company, private company, not the government owned company, not. It was a private company. One of the private companies of the time, headquartered was in London, and this company was founded in London in 1600 CE for the purpose of doing trade with eastern part of the world, India, China, Malaysia, and all. So with the purpose of doing trade from London to eastern part of the world like India, China, Malaysia, Indonesia, this company was founded. Because eastern part of Asia in Europe was called East Indies. इसलिए नाम है East India Company. This company was doing not only trade with India, this company was doing trade with China as well, trade with Malaysia as well, trade with Indonesia as well, East Indies. So this was a company founded in London. ठीक है? इस कंपनी का हेडक्वार्टर कहाँ था लंदन में? Headquarter of this company was situated where in London? कहाँ कंपनी का हेडक्वार्टर था? लेडनहाउड स्ट्रीट इन लंदन, हेडक्वार्टर ऑफ दिस कंपनी. ठीक है. In 1600 C, this company was founded in London. Headquarter of this company was situated in लेडनहाउड स्ट्रीट इन लंदन. वहीं पे था इसका हेडक्वार्टर. ठीक है. तो 1600 में एक कंपनी बना and this company came to India for trade purpose as well. इंडिया उस समय रूल्ड बाय मुगल्स. ठीक है. तो one of the Mughal Badshahs who allowed this company to do officially trade with India. Who was that Mughal Badshah? Which Mughal Badshah allowed this company to officially start trade with India? Which Mughal Badshah? क्वेश्चन ऐसा ही है आपका. जहांगीर 1615. So from 1615 this company started official trade with India and Mughal Badshah Jahangir allowed this company to do trade with India क्योंकि मुगल बादशाह को फायदा होता था, उस कंपनी को भी फायदा होता था. दिस नॉट द क्लर, दिस इज आउटलाइन ओनली. वाई जहांगीर ग्रांटेड देम परमिशन. कौन सा मिशन आया था जहांगीर के कोर्ट में, उस मिशन को एम्बेसडर कोई था. दिस एम्बेसडर गॉट द राइट फ्रॉम दिस मुगल बादशाह जहांगीर टू स्टार्ट ट्रेड विथ इंडिया. डिस्कस करेंगे सब. थॉमस रो. ठीक है. क्लियर है. इस कंपनी का फर्स्ट हेड कौन था? was the first head of this company, was the first governor of this company in London. Smith. This company was founded by Smith with a lot of merchants. So first head of this company was in London, Smith. ठीक है. ये कंपनी अब है कि नहीं? Whether this company still exists? Yes or no? ये कंपनी है अभी? नहीं है. This company was dissolved in 1874. तो 1600 से लेके 1874 तक this company was in existence. So how long this company existed? कितने years? सामने है आपका. For how many years this company was in existence? लिख दिया है सब. 274 75 275 years. इसको जोड़ेंगे ना. 275 years this company in existence. Clear है. So this company came to India for trade purpose, but in 1757 this company became political ruler of Bengal areas. So political rule of this company started 1757, and this company from Bengal started conquering rest of India as well. तो कौन कौन एरिया को कन्क्वेस्ट किया वो डिस्कस करेंगे. एंड मोर इम्पोर्टेंट इज कॉन्क्वेस्ट ऑफ नॉर्थ ईस्ट. असम, अरुणाचल प्रदेश वाज पार्ट ऑफ असम, वो डिस्कस करेंगे. तो 1757 political rule of this company began. Before 1757, this company was not a political master of India. This company was doing trade with India, only trade. आजकल कोई कंपनी है दुनिया में जिसका रूल चलता हो? एनी कंपनी ऑफ द वर्ल्ड रूलिंग एनी पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड? नहीं है, कहीं नहीं है. कंपनी का मतलब होता है प्रॉफिट कमाना. कंपनी का यह मतलब होता ही नहीं है रूल करना. दिस कंसेप्ट इज नाउ आउटडेटेड. और उस समय था. ठीक है. इंडिया ही नहीं, मलेशिया को भी रूल करता था कंपनी. ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी आल्सो कनकर्ड मलेशिया. नॉट ओनली इंडिया, मलेशिया एज वेल. क्लियर है. ठीक है। तो 1757 to 1858 इंडिया वाज रूल्ड बाय दिस कंपनी। जब ये कंपनी रूल कर रहा था इंडिया पे, तो इंडिया में एक बहुत बड़ा रिवोल्ट हो जाता है, 1857 रिवोल्ट। ठीक है। आपका क्वेश्चन था 1856 देखा मैंने। योर क्वेश्चन वाज ड्यूरिंग रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1857 वाज गवर्नर जनरल ऑफ इंडिया, था ना क्वेश्चन? यहाँ है, खोज के देखो आप। ड्यूरिंग 1857 रिवोल्ट हु वाज गवर्नर जनरल ऑफ ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी इन इंडिया? लॉर्ड कैनिंग। एकदम सिंपल क्वेश्चन। ठीक है। सो 1858 British Parliament abolished political rule of this company and British Parliament started direct rule over India. So 1858 onwards, we have direct rule of British Parliament. August 1858 to August 1947. Before August 1858, India was ruled by the company under control of Parliament. There was no direct rule of Parliament over India. Direct rule of Parliament over India began August 1858. So here onwards we have Whitehall rule over India. Whitehall is the British Parliament. Whitehall is British Parliament. White House is in America, but Whitehall is the British Parliament. So August 1858, British Parliament rule over India began, and Parliament ruled under name of Crown. Britain is still not republic. वहाँ किंग अभी भी है. Some of the countries of the world is not the republic, like Britain, like our country, कि not republic. और भी है, जापान, वहाँ भी किंग है, but power is nominal power of the king. Actual power in hand of parliament. So this is the beginning of parliament rule or crown rule. And this crown rule terminated 15th August 1947. दोनों का पढ़ना है, कंपनी रूल एंड क्राउन रूल बोथ. ठीक है. कौन कौन से एरिया को कंक्वेस्ट किया, ट्रीटीज, सब इंपॉर्टेंट है. गवर्नर जनरल, एवरीथिंग इज इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है. So this is all about your syllabus of history of India from ancient, medieval and modern. ठीक है. मॉडर्न इंडिया के लिए बेसिक सोर्स टू बी योर क्लास नोट्स. ओनली वन टेक्स्ट बुक, ओल्ड एनसीईआरटी, मॉडर्न इंडिया बाई बिपिन चंद्र, एक ही बस. ठीक है, हो जाएगा. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट आवर इंट्रो क्लास. कुछ डाउट है तो पूछ लीजिए आप लोग. टुमारो ऑनवर्ड्स वी विल स्टार्ट आवर एंशिएंट इंडिया इन सीक्वेंस. सब समझ में आ जाए. यहाँ तक कुछ है तो पूछ लीजिए. वी हैव सम टाइम. एनी ऑनलाइन, एनी डाउट फ्रॉम ऑनलाइन? कुछ भी पूछ लीजिए, डाउट है तो. अबाउट द क्लास, कोई क्वेश्चन हो तो कुछ भी, एनीथिंग. समझ में आया क्या करना है हिस्ट्री में? क्वेश्चन कितना होगा? अबाउट 20. तो 100 क्वेश्चन मान लो आपका है, तो 100 में मान के चलो आप कि 20 हिस्ट्री से करना है. और मान लो 20 क्वेश्चन हिस्ट्री से है, तो 20 में 20 करोगे क्या? नहीं ना. 100 में कितना करने पे हो जाता है? कितना? 60%. आईएएस में कम है, यहाँ थोड़ा ज्यादा है. और बताओ कट ऑफ अभी आ गया होगा. 24 का रिजल्ट देखा था मैंने. आई वॉज, आई टुक द क्लासेस लास्ट बैच का आप लोग. तो मान लो 60% होता है, तो 100 में 60 बनाना है आपको. तो 20 में 20 थोड़े बनाओगे आप. 20 में कितना बनाओगे? अगर ठीक से करोगे ना, यू कैन डू 18. यू कैन डू 16 to 18 के बीच में कर लो, हो गया आपका काम. ठीक है. तो दिस इज क्वालिफाइंग एग्जाम. इसमें टॉप करके करोगे क्या? नो यूज. So all the time, don't read about only pre. Focus in on the main exam. Every marks of main exam will matter for your rankings. इसका तो कोई रोल ही नहीं है. इसको क्वालिफाई कर जाओ बस. ठीक है. So this is all about your this class. Tomorrow यहाँ से start करें. Tomorrow कल से कर लेंगे. Tomorrow we are starting our ancient India. No doubt, no questions. हाँ हाँ क्या बोल रहे हैं? अच्छा बता. देखिए आपका एग्जाम है प्री. दिस इज योर प्री एग्जाम और प्रीलिमिनरी एग्जामिनेशन. इसमें क्या करना है आपको? ओनली पढ़ना है इंडियन हिस्ट्री. आफ्टर प्री एग्जाम यू हैव टू अपीयर फॉर द मेन एग्जाम. इस मेन एग्जाम में क्या करना होगा? आपको पढ़ना होगा नंबर 1 आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस टिल प्रेजेंट. इसको बोलते हैं पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस हिस्ट्री. ओनली फॉर मेंस, नॉट फॉर प्री. ये पढ़ना होगा. इस मेन एग्जाम में पढ़ना होगा वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री. ये दो नया चीज पढ़ना है जो कि प्री में नहीं पढ़ना है. ये दोनों मेंस का पार्ट है. सो पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस इज द एरिया ऑफ योर मेन एग्जाम. वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री ओनली फॉर द मेन एग्जाम. फॉर प्री ओनली इंडियन हिस्ट्री. बस यही अंतर है. ये पढ़ना है बट इन योर मेन एग्जाम, नॉट फॉर द प्री एग्जाम. तो पहले प्री एग्जाम दे लीजिए, उसके बाद प्री. ठीक है. ये पढ़ना है. एंड द प्रॉब्लम हियर है कि यहाँ में टॉपिक लिखा हुआ है सब. टॉपिक इज गिवन हियर. वहाँ कोई टॉपिक नहीं लिखा. हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडिया बस. यहाँ विच पार्ट ऑफ पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस यू हैव टू डू. विच टॉपिक ऑफ वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री यू हैव टू डू. विच टॉपिक ऑफ कल्चर यू हैव टू डू. यहाँ टॉपिक विच टॉपिक ऑफ मॉडर्न इंडिया हैव टू डू लिखा हुआ है. Their topics are mentioned. And in pre-exam, no topics are given. सब पढ़ना. तो कौन ज्यादा इजी है? ये ज्यादा इजी है. टॉपिक लिखा हुआ है. आईएएस में भी यही है, सेम पैटर्न. ठीक है. आईएएस के प्री में भी कोई टॉपिक नहीं लिखा हुआ. हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडिया सब पढ़ना है. कुछ भी. दे आर फ्री टू आस्क एनीथिंग फ्रॉम दिस हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडिया. एनीथिंग. क्लियर है? सो टुमारो. थैंक्स. थैंक यू. थैंक्स. क्लास तो ठीक ठाक समझ में आया सबको? टुमारो ऑनवर्ड्स एंशिएंट इंडिया. हाय. और बाकी सब इसका क्लास जीसस वर्ड. जीसस के टाइम का मान कुछ जीरो मान है. ठीक है. तो इस इवेंट के पहले हो सकते हैं बिफोर क्राइस्ट. मतलब 100 ईयर बिफोर दिस इवेंट. 100 बीसी पहले बोलते थे बिफोर क्राइस्ट. अब बोलते हैं बिफोर कॉमन बीसीई बोलते हैं. 200 year before, 200 year older and 100, और ये इवेंट है इसके बाद मान लो कि 100 साल के बाद इसको बोलेंगे 100 सी, 200 सी कॉमन है। इसको सी को पहले बोलते थे एडी और बीसी को बोलते पहले बोलते थे बीसी, बिफोर क्राइस्ट। इसी बीसी का नाम चेंज हो गया, बीसी हो गया और एडी का नाम चेंज हो गया बीसी। इस कैलेंडर को बोलते हैं ग्रेगोरियन कैलेंडर, वर्ल्ड वाइड इसी को फॉलो, ठीक है। जैसे मान लो हाँ, एक साल 1 ईयर हुआ तो 1 से लेके 99 ये पहला सेंचुरी हो या फर्स्ट सेंचुरी हो गया, 100 से लेके 190 सेकेंड सेंचुरी हो गया, हुआ क्या हुआ ना सेकेंड सेंचुरी 600 सी, 600 सी 6 सेंचुरी हुआ क्या, इसी मान लो कि 100 सी 100 बीसी ये हो गया 100 बीसी 1 बीसी फर्स्ट सेंचुरी बीसी, इसके पहले वाला सेकंड सेंचुरी बीसी, ऐसे ही हाँ। यस तो रावण है Unaj concentrate हो जाए क्लास करो हो जाए, डोंट बी अफ्रेड हो जाए, पहला क्लास बहुत कुछ हो मान मान जमा करो मालूम आपको नोट हाँ इसलिए क्लास में है टेक्स्ट नोट में काम होगा, टाइम कम है यहाँ करने बहुत सकते पर टाइम है